This is Robert Clinkybeard and David Anderson with the Commercial Landscapers Podcast. We're going to take 20 minutes of your life to deliver some amazing business content from accomplished leaders to bring you value, scale your business, and better yourself personally. We hope you really enjoy the show, and I encourage you to share with your network so they can subscribe and we can expand these messages globally. We are also super excited to be supported by two brilliant sponsors. If you're tired of measuring properties, Site Recon platform fully automates measurements so you can focus on sales. So think measurements, think Site Recon. The other sponsor is Company Cam, who make it dead simple to communicate, document, and problem solve with guys in the field, no matter where you are. Company Cam brings documentation, communication, and liability protection together in one simple, easy to use app for you and your entire team. Company Cam is the only app every landscaper needs. Check it out. Hi, this is Robert Clinkybeard and David Anderson with the Commercial Landscapers Podcast. I am really excited today to be joined by Jorge Castaneda. Jorge, really happy that you're joining me today. I know we've had a brief conversation before, but thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Robert.
So just for our audience, we have an audience all around the US, Canada. We even have some in Europe, Australia. So we probably have 4,000 or 5,000 listeners now. So tell everybody just a quick 2 or 3 minutes about your background.
Sure. So my name is Jorge Castaneda. I am a partner and CEO for Arboristas. Like most leaders in the green industry, my career started at the age of 5, helping my stepfather service his landscape routes on the weekends. In 2003, I was very fortunate to be hired by one of the largest landscape companies here in Southern California, where I enjoyed working with them for about 12 years. Later in time, I decided it was time to challenge myself a little further and wanted to move forward in my career. And my business partner, Melissa Rodriguez, and I decided to start Arboristas. Today, my team and I provide tree care and landscape services throughout Southern California and the Central Valley. We have 30 team members on staff, and we are having one of our best years ever. So
that's awesome.
Good to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great to hear stories about how they've maybe worked for a bigger company, got some great experience, and then just jumped into that entrepreneurial world. I love stories like that. So I'll be definitely diving into that today. So I have so many different directions I can go. How does it, when you had that dream that you wanted to start your own business, and here you are now sitting a few years later, is it how you imagined? Was it harder? Was it easier?
It's been an incredible journey. Being good at your trade is one thing, and then learning business is a whole separate aspect of the business that you're not exposed at first. Luckily, I was mentored and by a lot of good business leaders, including Bruce Wilson, where I was able to work with, where he mentored me and coached me for an entire year. I learned a lot of the discipline in business from the previous companies that I used to work for. The journey, I will say, is very exciting at first, and then you finally meet reality, and you start to really have to learn and be engaged in the business and learn the management part of it. The trade part of it becomes the easiest part, but getting the business becomes the challenging part. But very proud of our team and where we're at today. I will say I will share this. When we first started the business, it was my business partner Melissa and I cashed out our 401k and seek a loan. So it was all in, and when you're in that moment of you're all in, you have no choice but to make it happen. So we've learned a lot, and that experience has definitely taught us a lot over the years.
That's great. You hear so many stories about what's the saying, or burn the bridge or burn the ship. And
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you're put in that type of position, then yeah, there is no turning back. You just your head down, and you're going to make it work for your family and
Exactly.
your friends. So I think it's very courageous of you to do that.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I wouldn't have been able to do it, if it wasn't for the support of my business partner, and now the team that we have in place. So,
What would you say? Maybe some of your biggest challenges you've had growing in business, because I don't know whether you're doing roughly a couple $1 million in revenue.
yeah. So this year we're on target to hit 2.5 mil in sales. Our baristas is focused on doing tree care, landscape, plant. So we offer tree care, landscape, and plant healthcare services. Some of the as a startup, the challenges you have is sometimes you either for us, we had the sales, but we didn't have the capital to put it into equipment. Tree care equipment gets expensive, and it's scary to finance that much at first. So, I'd say equipment was an issue for us at the beginning. Luckily, we had a very good start in the company, where we were just able to finance everything ourselves and feel the growth as we moved along. With COVID now, when COVID hit us here in California, at first there was a lot of uncertainty because we didn't know how much it was going to affect us. There was a lot of unknowns in the business and how it was going to work, but we adjusted to it. We adjusted to everything that we needed, and we heard our customer. Most importantly, was keeping a pulse on our customer on what challenges they were going through. But it was there was about a 1 week of uncertainty in the market, but then we just saw a lot of opportunity that came after that. We are in the homeowner association market, and what we learned is that people were stuck at home and they were looking out their window and they were noticing that they had landscape needs, they had tree care needs, and they were just more observant of their surroundings. So that created a lot of opportunity for us.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, because one of the statistics that I'm not sure if many people are aware of, but only there's something like 30,000 businesses that are started every single day around the world. So crazy number of businesses. Mm-hmm. And only 4% of those businesses will make over $1 million that will achieve that threshold. So the fact that you're now up at nearly 2.5 million, I think that's huge. Now, what are some of the habits you feel as though has changed during COVID?
It's for us. It's always been our employees and our customers. Morale for us is very important. It's when the expectation of management is for your employees to work, to get them productive. I think a lot of the times the part that's overlooked is how is your morale. The reason why we've been able to scale, in 6 years to where we're at today, we owe that to having a good culture in the company and having a good morale. In my opinion, morale equals production. So if you'll be surprised what you can do with a motivated group. So the discipline that has come into us, it's been around being engaged with your employees. Us being engaged with the employees on a day-to-day basis has helped us keep a pulse as to what they're feeling, what they're going through. What challenges are they facing, not only at work, but also at home, because a lot of the times, we tend not to think of them as people and that they also have issues at home. So, that could translate into their work performance. So we've been very good about paying attention to our employees and hearing them out. Around the customer, the customers have our property managers that we work with. We've been hearing them out, and a lot of the things that we hear from them is like, yeah, I'm going crazy with the amount of phone calls that are coming in from people that are just stuck at home, and they are so rude now over the phone and through their emails, because it's easy to be mean to someone through the online and through an email.
For sure.
So understanding that, our customers' frustrations and accommodating them, has been another thing that we've been that I feel we've done a good job at keeping a pulse on and hearing them out, so that we can drive our discipline around what our customers' needs as well. So yeah.
That's great. No, going back to the employees part, I mean, I hear this over and over with a lot of the clients I coach, where lack of available labor, lack of a labor source, increasing wages, losing employees. What are some of the things that you're doing to really keep that engagement going, enhancing that culture in your company, making sure that morale is high? Because they're all challenging things, especially when other companies are maybe coming along and trying to poach your people away.
Yeah, no, that's a good question, and it's been very, very interesting for us. We have, my leadership style when COVID started is I wanted to be there with the guys every morning. I knew there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear of many things at the time. I was there with them every morning to make sure that, hey, we're in this together. I'm with you guys. I upped my amount of job visits that we were doing, but we've noticed that since COVID struck, for us, it's been different. We were laser focused on morale. And, prior to COVID, we were advertising a lot, trying to hire people. And since COVID struck, we've done zero advertisement into trying to hire people. And what we've learned is that the people that we have in our crews, in our company, have done the recruiting for us. So right now, I'm proud to say that we're fully staffed. And, nice. As a matter of fact, I've had people, coming in, asking for work at the moment, and I'm like, I'm all staffed up. I can't take anybody right now. So I think good, developing the good culture has definitely paid off for us. Again, we've done zero recruitment. They've all come our way, and not all of them are trained or experienced in the industry. But what I tell my guys, what I tell my supervisors is, let's hire for attitude. Let's hire people with good attitude, because I'd rather take somebody that doesn't know anything about the industry, but they have a good attitude and they're willing to learn, opposed to somebody that knows it all. So yeah, we've been very lucky and blessed to say that we're fully staffed, and we have people that want to come our way, but at the moment we're okay.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I firmly believe that hiring for attitude probably trumps any type of skill, because we can always get skills, we can always bring people on, or they can go on training courses, but if they have that real positive attitude, then that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So what does it look like for you in the next 3 to 5 years? I mean, are you looking to keep expanding within your market? You're looking to go into different markets? Where do you think you're going to be heading?
So our business started in the LA County area, where we cover LA County, Ventura counties, Santa Clarita, and we this year actually we moved into the Central Valley, which is the Fresno Clovis area. So we're very proud that we were able to expand this year during difficult time. So our future forecast is, to get to a 10 mil, to be a $10 million company in the next 4 years. We are extremely lucky to have, such a great team in place, that is doing the best they can with what they have at the moment to really be able to push and fuel that growth. Every team member that we have has exceeded or met their goals this year. So we're very excited about that, and we're really looking forward to the Christmas party.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love those growth plans. I mean, 10 million, I think it's tremendous. How so obviously a lot of people get a little bit worried, scared going into the tree business because of that liability. They're dealing with boom trucks, they're dealing with chainsaws. Chainsaws and trees don't always, align. What are some of the things that you do to, make sure you're really complying with, safety, making sure you're keeping your mod rate down? What are some of the things you do on a sort of a daily or weekly basis?
Yeah. So we do provide a lot of training. We hire outside consultants that come into our company one time a year and provide training for us. We take training and safety very seriously. If from the owner's standpoint, safety is profit. Workman's comp for tree trimmers is very expensive, and if you're having a lot of accidents, eventually you'll put yourself out of business. Only out of the entire tree market, only 14% of companies offer or provide aerial rescue training. Aerial rescue training being that if somebody gets hurt up in the tree, who's going to bring him down? The fire department is not always readily available as you need them, and they won't be able to help you from every situation, depending where you're at. If you follow a lot of these news articles, most of our deaths happen in palm trees, with people that are unexperienced. And sometimes, the fire department doesn't have that boom to go back there and help them as fast as we need them. So we take our training very seriously. One thing that I tell the guys is, if you're not willing to work safe here for us, I'm going to have to fire you. And the reason why I'm going to have to do that, and you're going to hate me for it, is because I don't want to go and look at your family and say, hey, he died under my watch because I allowed him to work. I allowed that behavior to go unsafe. So again, it goes back to attitude, and the people and our team understands that it evolves around safety. Like I tell him, I want him to go home in one piece, because you could prune 1 million trees in 1 hour, and then you get hurt after that, and that's not going to go well for anyone. So safety is something that is we're constantly reminding them. Safety is the only way we're going to move forward with the business. So.
Yeah, no, and we use the same motto where we wanted our employees to go home safely to the family. So we used to remind every single day. Yeah. Jumping back to a point you mentioned earlier, I mean, obviously with your rapid growth in your new business, it seems as though you've recognized that people around you help get you to that journey, whether it be coaches, consultants. You said you brought Bruce Wilson in. How important was that to you, just in terms of either the growth of your company or just making sure things were done in the right way? Talk about that.
Yeah. So let me see, how do I put this? So job costing was knowing how you're doing as a business owner. It's tough to gauge, if you don't have a system that's helping you administer this. About 8 months ago, it's about a year ago, we started using the BOSS system. BOSS helped us look into our job costing, which was very informative to us. We started feeling that pain around 1.5 mil when we said we definitely got to get into some type of administrative system that's going to help us do job costing and CRM. So that was something that we were quick to realize that we were going to need. As far as disappointments, I can't say that I really have some that really stand out, other than wanting to just grow fast, but at this, the growth that we've had, we're very lucky, and I don't know that if doing it any other way would have given us the results that we're getting now. So
right, okay, cool, very good. So we have excuse me, quite a few people on the call who are either maybe working for a larger company, or maybe they've started their company fairly recently, 6 months, a year and a half ago. What would be some of the tips and the biggest pieces of advice you would pass on to those up and coming entrepreneurs, business owners, to grow their company? And just where every single day we're met with some type of challenge, whether it be in business, whether it be personally, and it's just that mindset. How do you get through that? What was your biggest sets of advice?
I would say be sure of the direction that you want to go, and stick to it. The biggest thing that's helped me is to surround myself with people that are supportive of our mission and goal. And finally, I'd say that leadership is very lonely. It's one of the loneliest things that one can be exposed to, and it's very easy to say I can do this and I'm not gonna go ask for help. It's a lot harder to say I need help and I should call someone. So it gets lonely, and if you're not out speaking to other business leaders and understanding that what you're going through, it's just part of the process. I would say definitely consider joining a peer group and surrounding yourself with good people that you can talk to about how your business is going and your ups and downs, and how you can improve from there. So it took me some time to realize that. So that one's a good one for me, and I wish I would have done it sooner, because it gets very lonely. So.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I talk about how business owners, they're almost on the island. Mm-hmm. They don't feel as though they've got anybody to reach out to. They're facing all these challenges, but when they actually look around, the same business owners in other business sectors are typically having the same challenges.
Yes.
Whether it be around the people, maybe a lack of cash, bad execution. So everybody's facing similar challenges in business. Some of them, their egos get in the way, I think. So
exactly, yeah, and that's why I say it's hard to ask for help, for some of us. But yeah, it's been one of the best choices that we've done, seeking that partnership, I'd say, and camaraderie around a peer group. So
cool, awesome. So final question here. Again, any last parting advice for those up and coming entrepreneurs? Just they're facing some challenging times with labor, too much work coming in. They just feel as though they're spiraling out of control. Any parting advice for those up and coming?
If you're having a hard time with labor, I would look back to your morale and your group's morale, and I would ask myself an honest question: will my employee recommend my company as a good place to come work for? And if the answer is yes, then I don't have the answer for you. If it's no, I would say see what you can do around that to to change that, because your employees go home and have a bunch of buddies, they go to their family and they all talk about, what they do, for a living. And what we've learned has, been a good thing, that our employees, feel that our company is a great place to work for. And, they're bringing in the talent for us. So that's, if you can work on that, I think it'll yield results.
Oh, no, that's great advice. Great advice. I love that a lot, because you're so true. Yeah, rather than complaining at the job market, look internally first, see what you can do internally. So, Jorge, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. I think you've communicated your journey well. I wish you all the best with your onward journey up to that 10 mil. And maybe next time I'm out in California, I'll come and see you out there.
I love that. And Robert, I wanted to finally say thank you for what you're doing with your podcast. I enjoy listening to them, and thank you for bringing all these other business leaders for us to hear. So I really appreciate your work and what you're doing. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Hopefully that was pure dead brilliant for you today, and we've got some great takeaways for your business and your personal life. This is Robert Clinkenbeard along with David Anderson, and we'd love to get you and your friends to join us on our journey. 2 quick things before you go, listeners. Check out our website, thecommerciallandscaper.com. You can subscribe, you can share with your friends, but more importantly, check out our sponsors. We have Site Recon, who are going to help to capture measurements on your property and create a really streamlined process. And we have Company Cam, who make it dead simple to communicate, document, and problem solve with guys in the field, no matter where you are. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.